With the release of Life is Strange Double Exposure right around the corner, I thought now would be a great time to compile a video full of theories and predictions for what I think we could see in the game. These range from possible returning characters, to Evil Max, to how the game could end. If you enjoy these theories, give this video a like, and while you're at it, subscribe for more Life is Strange content, it'd really mean a lot. Anyways, let's start out with who killed Safi. My first suspect is an obvious one, but it could be a new character with new powers. Maybe one we've already been introduced to in the trailers. This theory actually has some evidence due to a leaker on Reddit from a couple years ago who basically revealed the whole plot to Double Exposure, and now with what we know, it's been pretty spot on. So this was posted over 2 years ago, and in the post they mention how Max will be returning as the main character, and her powers have evolved to switch realities. And the story revolves around her new friend's murder and how in one timeline her friend is still alive. So she switches between the two timelines to solve the murder, which we know from the trailers that so far this post has been pretty accurate. Then in the post they mention there will be other people with powers as well. This idea could have been scrapped due to it being posted while the game was in early production, but it does seem like a pretty big plot point to scrap. So I guess we will see if the leaker was 100% right when the game fully releases. My next suspect for Who Killed Safi is a returning character. I think it's possible for us to see anyone we know, whether it's from the original Life is Strange game or any other game in the series, to return and be the villain. Jefferson's an obvious one, but I think that they will save him for like flashbacks and nightmares. Maybe Chloe returns as a villain. Okay, no, that would be an insane plot twist. That would probably upset a lot of the fandom, so I doubt that would be the case. Nathan, however, could be a very interesting story arc. Over the years, cut content has been revealed from the original Life is Strange game. One of the main things where the Prescotts had a bigger role in the storyline. There's a bunch of Native American symbolism throughout the game, and Sean Prescott even mentions building the Pan Estates on tribal ground. In one of the original Life is Strange trailers, we can hear Nathan shout out,
"The storm is coming! You're all gonna die!"
hinting he knows more than what we think. There's a lot that connects Nathan and his family with the spiritual realm, and that's for another video, but maybe Deck 9 wanted to bring back the storyline fully fledged out. I'm still rooting for my guy Samuel to make a return and finally get the reveal that he also has powers. It's so obvious in the first game that he knew more than he was letting on. He's one of my favorite characters from the original, and I think it'd be a great story arc for this game. Maybe he's the one who gave Max powers in the first place. My last suspect is Max, but not our Max. I think it's possible we could see an evil Max, aka Max, but from an alternate timeline. Picture this. So, in the first Life is Strange, Max suggestively switches timelines when she rewinds. It's not outright said that this is the case, but who is to say the other timelines are not still active? Maybe when Max rewound, she somehow duplicated herself. For example, when Max chose to rewind to save Chloe's dad, but ended up going back to the timeline when he was dead to save Chloe, the timeline when she saved William is still going, but in an alternate reality, which would leave some form of Max in that reality. As I pointed out before, it seems pretty obvious that the double moons represent the two timelines Max traverses through. What if in one of those timelines, Max is evil and kills Safi? Remember how in the trailer we could see Max starting to have these dizzy spells and flashbacks around the time Safi's murdered? What if somehow alternate Max came to real Max's timeline and it triggered these implications onto her due to two Maxes being in one timeline? If there are two Maxes, why couldn't one be evil? Alternate Max's life would be drastically different from all the stuff she's gone through, so her persona could have easily done a 180 to the Max we know now. Obviously, our Max did experience these events, and even though she rewound to change the outcome, she's still traumatized by everything that happened. So maybe the version of Max that she left behind responded to all these tragedies very differently. Maybe the other version of Max lost all hope and devoted using her powers for evil. Also to point out, this game is literally called Double Exposure. That's the perfect Easter egg to tease there being double the Maxes in the game. I could go down a whole rabbit hole about this theory, but I'm just going to leave this one here. As a bonus suspect, what if it's Safi's mom, Dr. Yasmin Fiad? Even though we don't know much about her, just from what I've seen in the trailers, I've had an iffy feeling about her from the start. This might be redundant having another parental figure be the main villain, like Jed in True Colors, which was pretty easy to spot that he was going to be the villain in the game pretty early on, so maybe that's what they're doing here. I just wanted to put this theory out there just in case. Moving on from suspect theories, I think there's absolutely no way we go through this whole game without seeing Chloe in some capacity. Maybe she just appears in a phone call or nightmare, but personally, I think it's gonna be more than that. I know Deck 9 has been very hush hush about saving Chloe ending, but they did say the game respects both endings from the original, and I truly don't feel like they will cut us short on that. Most people are assuming they've kept quiet about it to keep sales up and think they did something terrible to her that they regret, but I don't see it that way. Deck 9 knows the importance of these original characters, okay? We saw the fantastic job they did with the farewell episode and Before the Storm. I think they're just saving it for a big reveal as we play through Double Exposure. Also, to go back to the Reddit post leak of Double Exposure a few years ago, they mentioned Chloe can make an appearance if you kept her alive, and so far, they've been correct about everything. However, I don't think Chloe will be in most of the game, but I do see her with Max in real time, even if it's just at the end of the game. In the Caledon University trailer, they showed a bunch of screenshots, including this one right here, of a blue butterfly. We all remember what happened in the first game after seeing a blue butterfly. Chloe was revealed. What if in Double Exposure, after we see this blue butterfly, a few seconds later, Chloe appears? As a fan, I think that'd be a really cool way to pay tribute to the original game by replaying the first scene that when we saw Chloe and Max reunite. Also, as I mentioned earlier, with the whole double Max theory and title being Double Exposure, they started teasing the title of this game with the Remaster Collection trailer shown 3 years ago, which Chloe was also included in the Double Exposure. Literally. My final prediction is that at the end of the game, Max will have to choose which timeline to stay in. I feel like they want us to think that the main ending is all about saving Safi in both timelines, but there's a lot more to it. As we play, we can choose which timeline to stay in as we progress through the story, and we know each timeline is interchangeable and very different. As I mentioned in my last theory video, I predicted at the end of Double Exposure that we will have to save Safi or save Caledon from a meteor, which I still consider that a pretty solid theory, but check out that video for more details on that theory. My next prediction is that I think we'll get to see more of Max's parents in this game. I don't think we're going to get to see them in person, however, more so over just a text or some phone calls. But if you remember from the first game, we didn't get much about her parents. We got some texts, phone calls, and some photos from them, but that's it. So I think it'd be cool if in this game we got to learn more about her relationship with her parents. My other prediction is for an in-game choice that's between saving Safi and saving Chloe. I believe between the two timelines, depending on the choice you made in the original game, Chloe would still be alive. So if you chose to save Arcadia Bay, Chloe would still be alive in the timeline that Safi is dead, and vice versa for if you saved Chloe, Safi would be dead in that timeline. So depending on the timeline we chose to stay in, we save Safi or Chloe. Maybe there's a way we can save them both. Maybe that's just me being an optimist, but I think that as a secret ending, that'd be really cool to see. And that's all the theories I have for today. Make sure to comment below your thoughts and any theories of your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.